Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We have been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today is Tuesday, March 5th, 2024. Just about 4 years of Torah every single day, of finding each other every single day. The gift of learning Torah with friends from all over the world who have now gone through the Torah 4 complete times. Can you imagine? We have learned the entire Torah 4 times since March 18th, 2020. What a gift it is, Deborah, to be present with you. You say Hineni, I say it back. Mark, it's good to see you. Hi, Jen. Barbara and Fabrice. Rosa, good morning. Penny, my friend, good to see you. Marilyn and Arlene. Chana, Deborah, Nathalia and Carl. Barry, good morning. Arlene, it's so good to see you. I hope that your trip to Israel has filled you with experiences that you are going to share with all of us. Stanley and Lydia, Susan and Keith, Lisa, Boker Tov. Hi, Amy, good to see you. I hope I didn't miss anybody. My apologies if I did. Catherine and Robin, good to see you. Dale and Debbie. It is broadcast 1006. It is day 151 since October 7th, and we are here. We are here. Rose and Cynthia, Anya and Joy, good morning. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Cecile. Let's take a breath. Let's sing a blessing, learn some Torah, and make today a good one. Chana, I did not miss you. I see you. I'm so happy you're here. Deborah, you have shingles. I am davening for you. I'm going to say your Hebrew name, Devorah Bat Gita, for a refuah shlema. Thinking of you. Today is for you. Heal soon. Heal fully. Thank you, Arlene. Keep doing that. לעסוק בדברי תורה, לעסוק בדברי תורה, הפוך בה והפוך בה, לעסוק בדברי תורה. Today Good morning, everyone. It's good to see all of you. There are a million places to begin. Let me just choose one, which is from inside of this Parsha. Parshat VAYAKHEL, toward the beginning of the chapter 35 of the book of Exodus, beginning with verse 5. I'm just going to recite a little bit and then make a comment. Stick with me. I know it might be a little bit demanding. Take from among you gifts to God. Everyone whose heart is so moved shall bring them gifts for God. Gold, silver, copper, blue, purple, and crimson yards, fine linen, goat's hair, tanned ram skins, dolphin skins, and acacia wood, all oil for lighting, spices for the anointing oil and for the aromatic incense, lapis lazuli, and other stones for setting for the ephod and the breastpiece. And let all among you who are skilled come and make all that God has commanded. The tabernacle, its tent and its coverings, its clasps and planks, its bars, posts and sockets, the ark and its poles, the cover, the curtain, the table, the poles, its utensils, the bread of the display, the lampstand. I mean, you get the idea. I can read the entire thing, but oh my gosh, it's nonstop. And here's what makes it even more intense. This litany of instructions and the materials that are going to be used in the construction of the tabernacle, we already received that. We received it in dense detail, just like this, 3 weeks ago. We have Parshat Truma, Parshat Tetzaveh, just 3 Torah portions ago, where we get the exact same list. And you might say to yourself, oh my God, it's so dry one time. Dry twice? Why? Why? So I want to make a few different points. One of them is that in reflecting on the last 4 years, and yes, Catherine, the dolphin skins is always where I stop too. It's strange. You want to hear very strange, by the way? There is a description of the animal that we translate as dolphin. There's a description in the Midrash. It's all legend and interpretation that say it was a one-horned animal, so some think it's a narwhal. But the Midrash goes so far as to suggest that it could be a unicorn. I remember I was in Israel once, long time ago. It was 20. I didn't think I was going to share this story, but you might enjoy it. And I was called up to the Torah, and this guy who gave extended blessings, extended blessings, he enjoyed Shabbos a lot, and I think might have been in an altered state. I'm not quite sure. He said, brother, I can't believe I'm saying this. Brother, I bless you to be covered by the skin of a unicorn. It was Parshat VAYAKHEL. And I look at him and I'm like, what? What? So he says, the unicorn was only on this earth for a pure purpose. And once it disappeared, once it fulfilled its purpose, it was done. So brother, you should be covered by a skin of a unicorn. I have no idea how that blessing connects to anything I was saying, but by free association in a community of friends, I thought I'd give you something that isn't a litany of details and instead a strange midrash, a blessing that I received from a very interesting blesser maybe 30 years ago. Okay, back to our lesson for today. Sorry for the digression. I'm glad you needed the laugh, Deborah. We have this intense description twice through. It's an incredible thing. Why do we need it so much? So this is what I was thinking. In reflecting on the broadcast over the last 4 years, I have really thought about how we've created a ritual. Oh, every morning for the last 1006, we come together at the same time, and whatever place means, given that we're all in our own places, we come together in our own place. Then we say each other's names. We say good morning, we say Boker Tov. Some of us have the exact same phrase that we offer, and that phrase becomes its own liturgy, its own blessing. When Linda says good morning, kind souls, I know that we're starting a day with heart, with love, with intention. Sometimes the ritualized form, the list, even if we've done the exact same thing 1005 previous times, every time we do it, having a ritualized way of doing it makes something stable in a very unstable world. So at a basic level, when the Torah gives us this litany of rules, we have to remember the context. We were in the desert and there was such chaos. Chaos. So to have the stability of the instructions and to have it twice means that we were granted stability when we had none. So that's number one. That's number one. Isn't it beautiful to have stability in an unstable world? I mean, halavai, if only it could be that the world were stable, we wouldn't need it. But the ritual holds us, and we've created our own new one over this 4-year period of time. But a little bit more than that. And this is going to be a little bit heavy to say, as if the rest of it wasn't heavy too. Just yesterday, 5 months after October 7th, the UN concluded that actually there was sexual assault against Israeli women. Sexual assault and then murder, and also in the other order, murder and then sexual assault. This is the most awful thing to discuss, and my apologies for bringing us here, but it is something that just emerged as a headline that the UN came to recognize what happened. And it has taken 151 days of shouting to the entire world and at heaven, of course. What happened? It took 151 days of repeating terribly intense, terrible details for the UN to pay attention. I read that it took until the 1970s for the first Holocaust deniers to dare say that the accounts of the Shoah were exaggerated or didn't happen at all. It took until the 1970s. Well, it took a day, maybe, for the world to deny the assault on Israel, the devastating physical massacring of our people, the indignities, the assaults, the rape. And so, even though I don't want to talk about this, I really don't. I don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. And it takes constant repetition of details, actually, forensic details, for something important to be established. In the Torah, these details are how we build the tabernacle, the Mishkan. We create something intricate with all of its curtains and tapestries for the purpose of being of service beyond the self. And so here we are discussing something very different, knowing that the only way to establish something in the world that people would rather walk away from, ignore, dehumanize really, is to keep going through it. I've looked back at what I've posted on social media over the last 5 months, and it's just this. It's this. I hope you have been speaking to your elected officials. You've been staying as informed as you can, while also taking good care of yourself. Because ultimately, the building of the Mishkan, the building of the tabernacle, was not because God needed a place to stay. God's got a place. It was because we needed constant reminders with bright colors and intricate detail what our purpose was, what holds us together, how we exist in the world, and what we are called to do in it. We are called to make this world more stable. We are also called to establish things that are larger than the self. These truths that we fight for, including equal treatment for Jews and justice after the ravaging attack by Hamas on Israel on October 7th, we are called to repeat the details until the whole world stands witness. As Arlene said, having just visited Kibbutz Kfar Aza in the south of Israel, just about a kilometer or two away from Gaza, where I stood with elected officials just 2 months ago, that to share testimony is to stand witness. And it takes testimony, detailed testimony, that can withstand cross-examination, actually, to convince the world and to do justice. And so what I want to say, Rosa, you've shared it publicly. I think that means I have permission to say it out loud. I'm just going to amplify your voice, my friend. Grateful that you shared it. Thank you for your trust. Rosa just wrote, I am a survivor. And the thing that helped most was that my mom believed me. It's criminal what the UN did to these women. Thank you, all of us, for keeping them visible and heard, keeping the truth visible. Through these sharings, and Rosa, thank you. Thank you for sharing your story. Through this, we create something truly beautiful, as Catherine just wrote, a sacred tapestry. I heard a description of this week's Parsha, VAYAKHEL, as the driest Torah portion. And in truth, on one level, it is. We've heard these details before. Oh my God, these details. But how else can we build something worthy if we don't pay attention to the details? Every one of those threads woven together that make the tapestry that surrounds the Mishkan, that covers the furniture, that builds the beauty of who we are in the world. Every one of them was touched by someone who had real life experiences. The Israelites in the desert were enslaved as people, suffered violence at the hands of people. We don't think about that often, but we're about to celebrate Passover very soon. The question, as Adrian just asked, I'm going to amplify your question too, my friend. We can all agree that the UN's confirmation is important. It is. But now what? Well, that, friends, that's up to you. With UJA's support, we have convened this community 1,006 times, and we're not done. We've barely begun. 4 straight years of Torah, learning the lessons and allowing Torah to speak to our moment, and frankly speaking back to the Torah through our moment. All of us are called to be active right now. There is no time for neutrality, as Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel taught us. But no act is neutral either. I'm not just wearing this. I'm living this, and so are you. The power, Arlene, of you going to Israel and bringing back testimony. Kim, you going to Israel and bringing back testimony. Linda, you sharing what the president of Hadassah is doing. Carol Ann Schwartz at ADL Today is launching the End the Violence Against Women campaign. All of us, friends, all of us have a job to do. We have to amplify our values, champion our people, and as we have been doing for 4 years, not only championing our people, we have to champion people. As the rabbis said 2,000 years ago, "B'makom she'ein anashim hishtadel liot ish." In a place where people aren't being human, be human. It takes work to be human. And part of the work of being human is listening to other humans, including believing women. It took until yesterday, 5 months, for the UN to acknowledge what we all saw on footage, to believe women who testified about seeing their sisters and mothers and daughters hurt and worse. It took the UN 5 months. I haven't words for the indignity, the indignation. Our sister's blood is crying out from the earth. And I know that I'm supposed to be talking about the brilliant colors describing the threads of the Mishkan, the gold and the copper. I see red. I see red. And that's what we're supposed to see right now. The details of all of these instructions show us that details matter, that testimony matters, that demanding to be treated as fully human matters, that living for a purpose beyond the self matters, that you and I are part of a holy community that has existed for thousands and thousands of years, with a tradition that has evolved to fight for justice in the world. And in order to fight for justice in the name of our tradition, we have to be standing. We have to be whole. We have work to do. And if that means going through a list over and over again of hostages, of soldiers who have died in the line of protecting our people, if that's what we have to do, then that's what we're going to do. And we'll do it again, and again, and again. We are the people that endures. And we have learned the price of not speaking up and not claiming the power we need in order to defend ourselves. Zionism is the ethical use of power we wish we didn't need, but we have learned that we need it. And yes, Adrian, I'll give you the final word. This is what we need to weave into our seders. This is part of who we are. It has always been part of who we are. A people that has to fight for its own life. Zionism, the birth of the State of Israel, was a very, very big shift in what we thought we deserved. To end the exile by human agency, which is what we did, was our ancestors saying we deserve better. We deserve equal. We deserve fairness. We deserve life. And we will fight for it. Part of the way we fight is by acknowledging these details, delving into them, amplifying them, and shouting them to every leader in the world, over and over and over again, until they are witness to. So friends, say it with me. Bring them home now. Go to the website, learn their names. They deserve life. We're not fighting in the abstract. We're fighting for our children, our babies, our grandparents. We're fighting for our home. We're fighting for our students on college campus. We're fighting for every single human being, including our family. That's who we are. Am Yisrael Chai. Sing with me. Kol hod balevav pnima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia Od lo avda tikvateinu hatikva bat shnot alpayim liot am chovshi be'artzenu Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim liot am chovshi be'artzenu Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim. Bring them home now. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow, friends. Take care, everybody.